welcome everyone to the Southside First Economic Development Council, our Echale for February the 7th. And we're real happy that we've got some great presenters today. And the topic of marketing, streaming, and launch essay agenda is obviously very important in today's age. It's like, you gotta be able to do business like this nowadays. It's not about storefront, but if you can maximize your marketing through the social media and through the web, that's extremely important. As you all know, it's free advertising. It's like not having to spend a lot of dollars to print out papers and stuff like that. So anyway, my name is Joe Peña. I'm the chair of Southside First, and I want to welcome everybody here today. And I also want to introduce our staff. Ms. Gabriela Cadena, who is our interim CEO, and my colleague, Mr. Juan Solis of Truist Bank, who is on the board and is our vice chair. So obviously we're part of the leadership along with Gabriela, and I want to welcome everybody. So as I mentioned here, we're going to have RJC Communications do part of our presentation. Mr. Rafa Juarez will be here, has joined us today. And then also we have Mr. Ryan Saltz from Launch SA. So obviously great expertise on, where you're at with your business and in terms of these topics. So without further ado, we will get started.
Thank you. My name is Rafael Juarez. I'm from RJC Communications. I have over 20 years of experience in marketing, specifically in the Hispanic marketing. We have strategic alliances with local Hispanic media outlets, and we have the potential to reach out 85% of Hispanic households in the main markets in Texas, including San Antonio, via digital media and traditional media. You can learn more on our website, rjccommunications.net. So having said that, this is a Marketing Optimization 101, a general overview of what a marketing planning should be. This is the big picture. This is in the format of a case study. This would be applicable to any kind of business, big or small business. You have a situation that you face, and then you have the goals to overcome that situation. You have a strategy they're going to follow to reach the goals, and then you're going to create a 360 campaign, which 360 means as many channels as possible. You have the media buy, it's going to be digital or traditional, and then the digital buy, it's going to include the SEO, search engine optimization, and analytics. Traditional media is going to be TV, radio, print, collateral, outdoor advertising, and all that. And then you have the assets, that's the meat of the campaign that you have to produce. And then you have your media calendar. In this case, I just focus on an example of the social media calendar. And then you have the results. Okay, so the situation, you need to identify the specific market situation your small business is facing. Like you're losing market share to the competition, or you're not having enough brand recognition, or any other situation that your specific business is going through. You can follow this presentation to make a marketing plan and customize it to your business. So you just get what's relevant to your business. The situation you're going to face is going to be mostly under one of these three main pillars of marketing, which is awareness, acquisition, or retention. Either you're going to have a problem of brand awareness, like nobody knows your brand, or you're having problems acquiring new clients or retaining new clients. You're losing clients to the competence, and there is no loyalty. So try to fit your particular situation into one of these groups, or maybe in the three groups, and then establish your goals to overcome the situation. For example, you want to increase sales or increase market share, or you want to deliver a message to a specific audience, or you want to maximize acquisition or traffic into the store if you're in retail, or to your e-commerce site, or you want to maximize the retention and the brand loyalty. These are just examples. You may have a different goal or fit your goal within these general fields. The strategy, we will reach the goals by increasing brand awareness, building community, being top of mind among your customers, building profiles through data collection, through newsletter subscriptions. There are many other tactics. Maybe quarterly promotions. Every quarter of the year has its promotional period. It's something that it's already there. You don't have to really reinvent the wheel. It's starting with a new year to Valentine's, to spring sales, to Mother's Day for us, Cinco de Mayo also for Hispanics, the summer promotion, summer sales. Then you have the back to school promotion. Then you have September, for us is the Hispanic Heritage Month, Independence Day, and then so on and so forth. You get into holiday season, which is usually the highest season in terms of sales for everybody, starting with Halloween and then Thanksgiving and then Christmas, and you get into the end of year promotion. So every quarter of the year has a specific period that you can really take advantage of, and you need to start earlier. You can also do geo-targeting through geofencing, target your groups by zip codes or GPS location even, and be very, very granular in delivering your message. And of course, you can buy digital or traditional media. The 360 campaign starts after you have the strategy clear and the goals and what you're gonna do. And usually, these are the four main marketing campaigns: business to consumer. You also have the B2B. This is more business to consumer. The campaign you're gonna do, it's either gonna be a branding campaign, a product or service campaign, a promotional campaign, or a public relations campaign. Okay, so to start a campaign, you're gonna need to establish a budget. Usually, as a reference, 5% to 10% of revenue. I think it's 7 to 8%, the recommendation from the Small Business Administration. I think it's tax deductible. Consult with your CPA how much you can deduct. It's usually, if you use 10% of your revenue, it usually is 100% deductible, but again, consult with the CPA or the tax attorney. Then comes the research, and as Brian was saying, know your client and know your competition. Do focus groups. You can pay for focus groups, or you can organize focus groups in your own business, from your current customers, from families and friends. Just put messages to the text, ask people what do they want, find the targets, actionable insights. What makes your client buy from you and not from the competition? And very important, what media does the target consume? You need to fish where the fish are. You need to make sure you understand their media journey. We all are in a media journey. We are all continually bombarded with the messages, and we should observe that also and take advantage of that. Do a market study, the competitive marketing. What is your competition doing? Where are they putting the dollars? How much are they putting? And what are they getting in return? The demographics and psychographics, like age groups, geographical places, where they are, what is the consumer journey, lifestyle, culture, habits, and in language and in culture. Very important also for us Hispanics, and very important also in San Antonio, where diversity is mainstream, And then once you have all that, then it's time to put it all in a brief, which is usually a one-page document, maybe two-page document, but where you put the background, the budget, the target, you define the key messages, your goals, the strategies, maybe some tactics too, and you put everything together before starting the creative campaign, which is usually from the agency background that I bring. It's for the creative department to do, right? So the campaign starts with a creative direction, brainstorming, knowing the insights from your consumer. You need to find the big idea that needs to work in all channels, and it needs to be relevant to the insight. You need to do the creative writing, copywriting, customize to the specific channel. Every channel has its nuances and specific ways. It's not the same writing a TV ad, a radio spot, or writing for web or digital. Always study your call to actions, how you're gonna repeat it throughout. And then also the art direction, graphic design, brand guidelines. If you have a logo, if you have any brand guidelines, maybe you don't, but maybe it's time to have them, so everything is consistent throughout, because you need to build your brand and it needs to be consistent, and you don't want everybody that touches the brand to do a different thing. The user experience, the user interaction with your website, the interface, the UI, that's the look and feel. And then once you have the creative idea and you have the copy and you have the look and feel, then you need to do the production. It's either for broadcast, TV and radio, or print or digital. This is when you really bring it to life. And the post-production in case of video broadcast, video editing, radio production, etc. Of course, in post-production you have audio recording, talent management. There are a lot of layers. I'm not going to expand into that. And then it comes the activation. Once you have all the assets, it's time to put them in place, either traffic to media or distributing to the touch points, point of sale, maybe if it's a point of sale campaign, etc. Also events, grassroots events. There are many different ways to activate a campaign. And then the media, again, it's either non-traditional media, which is digital, or traditional media, which is TV, radio, print, outdoor ads, etc. Within the non-traditional media, what do you do with non-traditional media or digital? You buy digital platforms, you buy profiles, you buy clicks, you buy impressions, keywords, everything digital. Okay, and the four most important platforms are Google Ads, Facebook Ads, Instagram, and YouTube video pre-rolls. Okay, those are the four main platforms. If you can hit into those. And also LinkedIn is coming up really importantly, also into the B2B world. Digital media starts by having a website, registering a domain, a hosting platform, and then paid search or pay-per-click, or having an e-commerce site, a landing page where all your promotions are going to land, where you're going to register people. If your business is a restaurant, you might want to develop an app to show the menu so people can order online or on their mobile phone. And display ads, what we usually know as banners, online video, pre-roll ads on YouTube, and video streaming. That's video streaming through streaming platforms like Hulu, Amazon Prime, YouTube. It's that video that you receive on your smart TV when you're at home at night, and you just instead of watching the regular TV on the regular station, you get into the digital platforms and you receive through streaming. Video streaming is very attractive to businesses because now you don't have to buy airtime to a station, but you buy profiles. So it's gonna air according to who the audience is, and it's gonna be really targeted, and it's much cheaper than buying, airtime. And on the non-traditional media also, the must-haves are a website, Facebook business page, Instagram. Again, you can create an ad from your post. Have a YouTube channel, because every video that you can do, you can position it in Google through YouTube. The first search engine is Google. The second search engine is YouTube. And guess what? Google owns YouTube. So the two main engines are in the hands of the same people. So if you are doing SEO, search engine optimization for Google, one of the best ways is to put content on YouTube, okay, and put the descriptions, put the titles, build your traffic into YouTube, and have hours of views. Have your LinkedIn professional profile, both personal and business. People want to know who you are and also what's your business and what do you do. And then Twitter business, and again, make it consistently, in brand. And then in regards of SEO and analytics, SEO stands for search engine optimization, and it starts by implementing the Google Analytics unique code ID into your website. Okay, so to do SEO, you need a Google Analytics code to be implemented in your website. You can do SEO or actually indirectly through platforms like postings and everything, but you're not going to be able to see the reports as clear as you can see it with the Google Analytics reports. No, you can buy keywords. You can use keywords without really buying them, but you can get ownership on keywords by using keywords consistently, repeating the keywords. Think copywriting as a strategy. Using tags and descriptions. There are many times that even your platform is asking you or offering you the possibility to optimize as you go. And then within time, you will be able to have some data already built on your website and access to the Google Analytics reports, and it will give you a lot of metrics like KPIs, key performance indicators that you need to define previously, like conversions. What is a conversion? It is what you want it to be. It could be a sale, could be a view on one video, or a like on something, you define the conversions. The metrics also, you can see the age, who's your consumer age, gender, geography, what browser they're using, if they're coming from a PC or a Mac, what kind of device they're using, behaviors they have, page interactions, and many other things on the metrics. Then you need to optimize your content based on the findings that on the analytics, okay? And another form to do SEO and promote your ranking in Google is by doing online events and on-site events, and then shoot video or do interviews or do postings, write about it. That's quality content for SEO. That's really, really important. The traditional media, this is, instead of buying profiles, you buy airtime, okay? Airtime for TV and printing. You buy a space, like in a newspaper, you buy a module, an ad, half a page, full page, or a double page, or on a magazine, same. But you don't buy the profile, you know? And you buy the physical distribution, and then you buy media, and you can earn media exposure on your buy. As examples for the assets, the typical television commercial, radio commercials, print ads, out of home, which we call it OOH, it's outdoor billboards. It's out-of-home advertising, collateral, brochures, direct response in many ways, PR, media relations, paid media, earned media, and interviews. That is very important. If you also have a restaurant, try to do some events for people for other business, and then call the media to cover it. If you invite a celebrity or somebody from the community that is really important, relevant to the community, have some media, local media coverage, and maybe you are in the news, in the night's news, and that's earned media, and that has a lot of value. Okay, the assets is the meat of the campaign. The assets is really what's going to be out there. It's the manifestation of the concept and the strategy and everything, the message that you've put together. And on the digital world, it's the display ad, again, banners in the form of JPEGs, GIFs, PNGs, animated GIFs. We are all very familiar with that. The only thing we are not familiar with is optimizing the asset, because you can take a picture with your iPhone and post it on Facebook or on your website, and the image, it weighs 10 or 15 megabytes. That is not optimized. It's gonna take forever to load on the end user, So you really need to optimize it. You need to take the time to optimize it. You can post as you go, but you really need to optimize the assets, especially the animated GIFs, because also Google and many other platforms, they put limitations into how much. Maybe they give you 40Ks, only 40Ks for an animated GIF. On social media, we have the photos with text, animated GIFs, video uploads, native uploads, and shares from YouTube and Facebook. So if you upload to YouTube, and then you upload to Facebook. You don't post on Facebook the YouTube link, because Facebook then is not going to push it into the ranks. And you really need to do native uploads into Facebook, into YouTube, into LinkedIn, into Twitter. Whatever you put out there. Of course, it's good. If you have if you want to increase your traffic in your YouTube channel, and that's your main strategy, okay, just share the YouTube, but it's not going to be pushed as if it were a native video. Produce the video production of ads, like instead of a TV spot, it's a video ad or online video ads. Testimonials, very effective, or it could be a product demo or a training video or a corporate video. Also interviews, everything that tells your story, short and long formats from 1 minute highlights to 10-minute or longer videos, radio spots of 30 seconds to 60 seconds, or you can combine 40 seconds and 20 seconds. Let's say you put 40 seconds for your brand and product, and then 20 seconds for your promotion, So you in 1 minute, you communicate both, or you make 50 seconds, 10 for the promotion. And then you can get 10 seconds or 5 seconds teasers. Then many times the media, when you buy media, they're gonna give them out for you for free. TV spots for local distribution to stations. We can really reach out to the local community in San Antonio through Telemundo and Univision and Azteca, through print ads, black and white newspaper ad, the typical newspaper ad, or full color magazine, and the brochure, the bifold or trifold, the classic brochure. So that's the assets in a slide, right? This is just an example of the social media calendar. The social media calendar, you need to write down every task that you need to make every day from Monday through Sunday, I would say. And then you need to build your assets spreadsheet, like what are you gonna need for every asset? What does it live? Does it have an image? What is the notes, action items, who's in charge? There are many information. So this is an Excel, they're both Excel sheets. The calendar, you can work on a regular calendar, but this is something that you need to either do yourself or have somebody doing it for you. And then finally, the results after you do everything. You can get the results through the KPI analytics, key performance indicators analytics, or do another market study after the campaign, do the research, do new focus groups, check if your message went through, if it really hit into their minds and hearts, do your quarterly or yearly business balance sheet and sales comparison before and after the campaign, do polls, also ask the consumer, your clients, if they saw the campaign, if they heard about it, anything that is relevant for you to measure that it really was moving the needle. Air checks, awards, also if you are, campaign is worthy for an award, just go ahead and put it out, try to get an award. And there are many different, levels of awards. And you can get also PR and media values through exposure in the media. The big picture, when you start planning a marketing campaign, don't start with the details, don't start with the website, don't start with a banner, or don't start even with Facebook posting. Get into the situation, try to identify what's your situation, the goals, how you're gonna overcome the situation, what you want, it's like your wish list, the strategy and tactics that you're going to use to overcome the situation and reach those goals. And then you can get into the 360 campaign with a big idea. I think the big idea is going to be the big differentiator from your competition. We are all bombarded with different messages every day, all the time. It's just the big ideas, those who are more relevant and unexpected and really that we really like, and we identify ourselves the ones who really attract our attention. Everything is about attracting attention at the end, so the idea is very important. The media, digital and traditional, SEO analytics. Consider traditional media, maybe not yet, but maybe within your strategy down the road, if things go well, it would be good to put some dollars in maybe within 5 years or something, and be out because traditional media, it's still big, and it really actually digital, it's big and it's growing and it's moving, but it's not as big as the traditional media still. And then think of the assets, and again, as an executional part, the assets need to reflect everything else, okay? And they need to work in every media. They need to really hit into everything that you've been establishing before. The social media calendar, and then the results. The 3 takeaways: when planning a marketing campaign, focus on the big picture, not on the details. Set a budget of 10% of your revenue, and tell your story through the big idea. Thank you very much.